Hello again there folks, Lone Adventurer here. Thank you very much for stumbling your way upon my channel, joining me for this adventure. This is the second playthrough I'm going to be doing of Enter the Dismal Armory, which is a solo micro RPG based on Dark Fort, which is the predecessor to Mork Borg. And this is a game which is a companion piece to an RPG, which is at time of recording not yet released. It's called Wasteland Degenerates, and it'll be on a crowdfunding platform at some point in the near future. If you want to keep track of that, it's worth following the link to where you can get a copy of Enter the Dismal Armory down in the description below. That's on itch.io. There'll be a link on there that goes through to the Wasteland Degenerates page, or you can probably follow the designer, Scott C. McDonald, on itch.io, and no doubt he will be posting updates on there as and when Wasteland Degenerates is released. If you haven't seen part one of my playthrough, which didn't go amazingly, turns out this little micro game is quite brutal. You'll find a link down in the description below to that, and up in the corner of the screen right about now. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll up a new character, and we're going to go in and hope for a bit more luck on this occasion. We'll see how it goes with rolling the stats, but I think I'm going to be a little bit more lenient on myself on this occasion and allow some re-rolls, or maybe just manually adjust some of the stats if they all end up being awful. It was pointed out to me that in the last video the stats were basically the average, since everything was almost zero. I could have ended up with everything in negative numbers, so maybe it wasn't that bad. It was also pointed out to me by Scott, the designer, in a comment that there is an optional rule that I think I mentioned but didn't actually do, that enemies always take at least 1 point of damage from a successful attack if you're finding it particularly brutal. I think I probably will do that in this playthrough, so at least every round something's getting through. Let's find out who our new character is going to be. So we're going to start on the abilities. So if you recall, we're rolling d4 and then subtracting a second roll of d4 to end up with a score between -3 and +3. 2, 1. So that gives us a strength of 1. Not sure if that was better or worse than last time. Agility 3, 2. So an agility of 1. Presence 2, 3. So we're getting a presence of -1. Toughness 4, 1. That's better, isn't it? A toughness of 3. So that's your max on toughness there. Knowledge 1 and 3. So that's -2. HP is going to be a D8 plus toughness, which is 3, so hopefully we're going to get a good hit point rating here. 6, 7, 8, 9, pretty decent. And then warps is going to be D2, so half of a D4. So I've rolled a 4, so that gives me 2 warps. Those are re-rolls, which I totally forgot to use in the last game. Hopefully I'll remember in this one. And we get D4 chips, which doesn't seem like a lot considering at one point, maybe I was really lucky, but I managed to find 60 chips. 3. Then we need a history. This is a D6 roll. 3, preacher. Let's have something different. We had preacher last time. Scientist, which gives us +1 knowledge, taking our knowledge to -1. And then we get -1 DR to activate Cosmos interfaces and Tothek relics. I'll make a quick note of that. We need a starting weapon. 2. Maybe this is going to be my re-roll. I know I re-rolled the history, but that was just to get something different. I really don't want a scrap metal shiv. I want something better. And we've got something slightly better. A board with a nail in it, D4. So it's the same as my Bowie knife from the last video, except the Bowie knife can be thrown as a ranged attack and the board with a nail in it can't. So we'll take that and hope that we find something better before too long. Right, so that is the character creation done, nice and speedy. As a note, the designer has added the character sheet from Wasteland Degenerates on itch.io, and I believe that has slots for all these bits and pieces, plus a couple of other things that aren't relevant to this pared down version of the game. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but I think that's probably worth checking out if you're going to be playing. I just haven't checked it out yet. So we're going to try and go into the Dismal Armory once again. So let's roll a d4 for our starting location. 3. You might be in luck. The fence doesn't extend on this side of the building, but the only entrance to the building is a fire escape on the second floor. Below, there's an overflowing dumpster. Maybe you can build a tower to get into that fire escape. Test knowledge. My knowledge is okay-ish. Well, it's -1. It's not really okay, is it? DR11 to work fast and build a climbable tower of trash. Let's just do the roll and hope for the best. So we're rolling D20, difficulty level of 11, and we are subtracting 1 because our knowledge is -1. 7 less 1 is 6, so we have comfortably failed that. If you fumble, we haven't fumbled. If you fail twice or once, if this is not your starting location, you must fight a Skraeling. If you defeat it, you may attempt to build the tower again. Okay, so we get a second attempt. And if we fail this second attempt, then we have to fight a Skraeling. Okay, right, so that is a second fail. It's not going well, so we've tried to build a tower using rubbish, using trash, up to this fire escape, and we have failed, which means we have to fight a malnourished Skraeling. So a malnourished Skraeling has got health points of 5. I don't think HP actually stands for health points. Hit points. Hit points of 5. It can take 5 points of damage. A morale of 5. That affects whether or not it tries to escape if the fight is going in my favour. It's got no armour, which is pretty good. Claws that do d4 damage, and it regenerates 1 HP 1 round after an injury if not killed. Okay, so we need to roll a d6 to see who goes first, who has the initiative. On a 1 to 3 it's the enemy, 5 it is us. So we're going to roll our attack stat against DR12, unless it's modified, and it hasn't been modified. So we are going to be using our board with a nail in it, obviously, which is a melee attack and means we're going to be using our strength. So we're trying to get 12. We're going to add 1 to this roll. 3, that's appalling. Okay, never mind. So we have failed. The enemy gets to attack back, and we roll agility in order to try and avoid the attack. Again, it's DR12. Really? 8 plus 1 is 9, but not enough to prevent us from taking damage. So it's 1d4 damage with the Skraeling's claws. 1. Okay, that could have been worse. Right, let's try again, shall we? Second time's a charm. So this is us trying to hit the Skraeling with our board with a nail in it. 3. Hang on, do you know what? We are going to do the automatic point of damage each round rule. So regardless of what we do, each round we're going to be taking the enemy for a point of damage. So really, what the attack roll is for is to see whether we are able to do additional points of damage. Yeah, I'm going to do that so that I actually get to kill something. Agility roll to see whether the enemy attacks us. 1, that's a fumble. My goodness. Come on, dice. On a fumble, you lose 1 armor tier. If you aren't wearing armor, you take double damage instead. No, I think I'm going to use one of my warps. So yeah, I'm going to use my warp there to re-roll the agility roll. 8. So it's still a fail. This is ridiculous. It is still a fail, but at least it's not a fumble, I guess. 2 points of damage. I mean, this would be interesting, wouldn't it? I forgot to mark the single point of damage I'm doing to the Skraeling. We're going to go back to another attack. 17 plus 1 is 18. Finally, we're going to do D4 damage. 3. Yes, the Skraeling is defeated. Thank goodness for that. What I could have done, what I forgot to do, is roll for morale. So when the enemy reached half HP, rounded down, I could have rolled 2d6, or maybe you have to roll 2d6, and then there's a chance the enemy will run away. You can try and prevent the enemy from running away, because defeating enemies is good, partly because it allows you to sort of level up your character in a way, or get a bonus of some kind if you defeat 5 enemies. But also, you get no loot if an enemy escapes, and there is no scavenging in that room, but you may count the enemy towards your lessons learned. Oh, okay, sorry. So the enemy counts towards lessons learned, even if it escapes. Now, I'm not sure I get any loot on this occasion. Yeah, I'm not too sure. When it says you get no loot if an enemy escapes, I'm not sure how looting an enemy works. And I've worked it out. There is a loot table. After defeating an enemy, you can take their weapon, if any, then roll for extra loot. So I guess I can do that. This is a standard enemy, so let's see if this creature has got anything on it. 1. 3d4 times 10 and a partial map of the armory. You may re-roll a room type once, then discard. Okay, that's pretty cool. So let's find out how many, what are they called, chips, how many chips we are finding. 3, 2, 3, so that's 8. 8 times 10, so we're getting 80 chips there. So you can see how my initial 3 chips are somewhat inconsequential. I'm assuming we get to buy stuff at some point, right? Or does it just add to our final score? Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Somewhere in here, I reckon you can probably spend chips in order to get cool stuff. But anyway, we've defeated the Skraeling, and we can carry on. Now we can either attempt to build a tower again, or we can run left or run right to another location and try our luck there. And having looked at location number 4, I think I'm going to go there, and you'll see why in a second. So we can run left away from where we killed the Skraeling. The street is a graveyard of defunct vehicles leading to a broken bridge. Beyond, the front door to the armory is busted in. To navigate this labyrinth of twisted steel and tetanus, test toughness DR10. Now this should be okay for us because our toughness is 3 and DR10 is a pretty low target. 12 plus 3 is 15, so we have succeeded. And that means we have managed to get into the armory itself. I've forgotten to make a note of the map that we found on the Skraeling, so I'll just do that now. Right, so we are in, and we need to roll for our first room. We're going to roll a d10. 7. A locker room. Deja vu. Feel like I've had a few locker rooms. And the locker room is going to be 2 squares wide and 2 squares long. So quite a small locker room. And how many exits are we going to have? 4 gives us 2 exits. So we'll put 1 up there, 1 over here. Let's find out what type of exits those are going to be. Hopefully nothing too weird. A 1 is a gaping hole in a wall, and a 5 is an unlocked door. So that one's unlocked. And this one is a gaping hole. And for that one, we roll for the contents of the new room immediately. Any enemy inside will attack in d4 plus 1 turns if you're in combat, or after the scavenging influence roll if not. So let's just put a little GW there, a gaping hole in the wall. And we need to roll for the other room and see what that is. 1 is a hallway. 1 square wide and d6 plus 1 long. Let's re-roll that 1. Just visually I want a slightly longer corridor. 6, massive. Okay. So it's going to be 7 squares long. How many doors we got off that corridor? It's not going to be a dead end, that'd be weird. 2, just the 1. So let's put that there. Let's find out what type of door that is. 6 gives us a locked door. This is room 1, this is room 2. So just remember that a locker room, if we attempt a strength test, you may attempt a strength test once to get +1 to scavenging. And I'm pretty sure that at some point during the last video I forgot that. There's a decent chance I will forget it in this video as well, but you never know. Now I've read it out loud, there's the possibility, at the very least, that I will remember. For each of these rooms, we need to roll for occupants to see who is in the room. So let's first do the room that we're in. 4 gives us an enemy, so we do have an enemy in the room that we have come into. And it is a postal berserker. That sounds great. Alright, so the postal berserker sounds like an absolute nightmare. It's got 8 HP, a morale of 11, which I think means it's going to be quite hard to have it run away. It's got some armour and all-weather jacket. Its weapon is a letter opener, which does more damage than my weapon. Says here, some people just want to deliver packages and watch the world burn. If the postal berserker is at half HP or lower, it attacks twice per turn. But we do get +1 to loot rolls if somehow we manage to kill it. So that's in this first room. But of course, we've also got a hole in the wall leading into a second room, the hallway. Right, let's roll to see who the occupant is, if there is an occupant. 1, it's a stranger. Okay, so a stranger, we've got 4 possible options. And I'm pretty sure these guys don't automatically attack you, so hopefully it's not going to be a negative experience. I think this is the first stranger we've had in these playthroughs. An initially non-hostile character also making their way through the armory that you may be able to interact with by testing presence to influence them. On a failure, they'll simply leave the room, but on a fumble, they might fight you. On an influence success, the stranger stays in the room encountered in until rolled again on the occupant's table. Roll presence to influence each time. If a stranger is killed, consider the room unoccupied. Okay, alright, well let's work out who we're going to have in this room, and then we'll worry about the other stuff later. 2 gives us a postal vicar. She represents a faith that delivers redemption and packages rain or shine. Alright, so we've got a postal vicar in the hallway. We've got a postal berserker in the locker room with us right now that we need to deal with before we go and have a chat with the postal vicar. So we've got some more combat to do before we go any further. Initiative 2 means that the postal berserker is going to go first. Unfortunately, we need to do an agility roll to see if we can avoid their attack. 6, that is a fail, which means that it's going to do d6 damage to me, so it could kill me. Here we go. 6, done. No. Let's re-roll. Let's retcon that because I'm not going to die right now. We'll use our second warp to re-roll the dodge, the enemy turn, the agility roll. Here we go. 13. Plus 1 is 14, so that means we've managed to avoid that attack, but we have lost our final warp. So now we're going to try and attack. 10. Ugh, that is a fail. 10 plus 1 is 11, and we've got a difficulty roll target of 12. So the enemy gets to attack me back. Do I manage to dodge? 7. No, I don't. Good lord. 4 points of damage. Nothing I can do about that, is there? Nope. So I'm going down to 2 health. Then I'm going to attack back. 15, so that is a success. Oh, I forgot that we're doing the automatic point of damage. This is only my second attack, isn't it? So the first attack I did, we got an automatic point of damage. Then we're going to roll to see whether we do any additional damage. 3, fantastic. Oh, but the postal berserker's got an all-weather jacket. So we're doing 3 points of damage. I've rolled a 3 for their defense, for their armor. Their armor is minus D2, which means that you roll a D4 and you half it. So we're going to half that and round up to 2, which means we're only doing 1 point of damage. Yeah. Do I try and escape? The thing is, we're going to be escaping either through a hole in the wall or an unlocked door. So I suppose we could go through the unlocked door. I think I've got to try and escape, haven't I? Otherwise, we're quite obviously going to lose here, I think. Okie dokie, let's try and escape. So we're rolling agility to try and escape. 20. On a critical, the enemy takes D6 damage. 3, that's disappointing. Obviously we've got the armour. 1, so only absorbing 1 of those, so that's 2 points of damage, which means the enemy has reached half morale, but at a point when I was successfully running away. So I guess I don't really discover whether the enemy runs away because I was in the process of running away. So we are running away successfully through this unlocked door into the next room. So let's see what's in there. Hopefully not another postal berserker. Let's roll for room type. 9, a warehouse. So this warehouse is going to be 5 wide and 6 long. Hopefully we're going to have some doors off of this room, otherwise we'll be forced to go back the way we've come. 2 gives us 1 door. What type of door is this going to be? We need a D8 for that. 1 gives us, it's a gaping hole in the wall. We've got another gaping hole in the wall. So we're going to roll to see what's in this room, and then we will also need to roll to see what is in the next room as well. So a warehouse, we get +1 to scavenging rolls if we survive that long. Any occupants in here? 1. Another stranger. Alright. What stranger have we got this time? 3. An Eisenclave Fixer. So the Eisenclave Fixer, they're a slick corporate dirtbag who might make a deal. Influence success. Roll twice on the quality loot table. They'll sell you these items for 75 chips each. These items remain the same on future encounters. If both are sold, they'll switch to selling up to D4 lockpicks. Okay, let's note down that the Eisenclave Fixer is in here, and we'll immediately do that roll. Right, so we are doing a presence roll. My presence is -1, unfortunately. 18. 18 is a solid success. That means that we're going to be able to do a deal with them. So the Eisenclave Fixer is going to have 2 items that they are willing to sell to me. Oh, so we need to roll D6 on the quality loot table. A 5 gives us a meteorite blade. That sounds amazing. And a 4 gives us a sniper rifle. Wow. Now it's going to cost me almost all of my money to buy one of these items, but obviously I'm going to. So which one are we going to go for? So a sniper rifle does 2d6 damage. That's insane. And comes with 2d4 bullets. Critical hits do ×3 damage. That is insane. But obviously we might run out of bullets. The meteorite blade does d8 +1 damage. That's pretty amazing as well. But we get -1 DR to attacks. Is that a good thing? Yeah, because that reduces the difficulty roll. If destroyed, you and each foe takes d6 radiation damage. How would the weapon be destroyed? Is that if you fumble? Yeah, that's if we have a fumble. Now knowing my luck, I won't get many bullets. So I think maybe we should go for the meteorite blade and just hope it doesn't get destroyed. So I'm going to buy that for 75. We'll put a little tick next to that so that we know we have bought the Eisenclave Fixer's meteorite blade. If we encounter them again, we can theoretically buy the sniper rifle as well, I think. I'll jot down that we've got that. And that's costing me 75, leaving me with 8 chips. But at least I've got a chance of doing some damage now. But bearing in mind, I've only got 2 HP. So it could all be over pretty quick anyway. So the stranger will stay in the room until we roll again on the occupant's table. Roll presence to influence each time. Okay, so basically we can't loot the room because it is occupied, I think. Yeah, we can't scavenge, rather. But that's nice, isn't it? Slightly less nice might be whatever is through in the next room. So now that we've had that interaction, we notice the hole in the wall leading into the next room. Now, if there is an enemy in that room, they'll attack me automatically. So let's find out what the room is. That is D10. 2 stairs. Okay, so we've got some stairs. A roll of D4 will determine if the stairs go up or down. I think I had this in the last video as well. I'm not really sure what difference it makes, but I guess we can just imagine that actually these stairs go down. Number of exits off of the stairs. 1. So we've got 1 exit at the end. What type of exit do we have here? 6 gives us a locked door. And is there an enemy in it? Or is there an occupant in it, rather? Is the question. 6, there is an enemy in the room. I guess we're going to get a chance to try out our new weapon. 1, it is a gas hog wastoid, 5 HP, morale of 6. It is wearing a ratty leather jacket that gives minus D2 defense. It is wielding a rusty hatchet that does D4 damage. This psycho trash can be evaded by throwing 1 dose of drugs at him. Well, I haven't got any doses of drugs. After battle, test toughness DR8 or get an infection if you took damage from his hatchet. So this enemy is coming into the room where I am, but I think I'll list him under the room in which he starts, which is the stairs. Right, so let's do it. Let's see who is attacking first. That gives us the enemy, unfortunately. That's a shame, isn't it? So the enemy, let's do our agility roll to see if we can avoid their attack. 20, that is a critical success. So not only do we avoid their attack, we inflict our weapon damage to the enemy. And my weapon damage now is D8 plus 1. Come on now. 3, 4. Oh, wait a minute, they've got armour, minus D2 armour, so we're doing 4 points of damage. The armour is absorbing half D2, is that right? Yep. So unfortunately the armour is absorbing half the damage, so we're only doing 2 points of damage. I got a bit excited then. I thought I was going to kill it straight away. Okay, so now it's our turn. Let's roll to see whether we can hit it. 16, our luck is turning a little bit here. Roll for damage. 8 plus 1, 9 points of damage. We have immediately killed the gas hog wastoid. Nice try, dude. Wasn't your lucky day. That means we have killed 2 enemies in total. And we get to loot the corpse. Or we can take their weapon. I don't really want the weapon of this creature. So let's just see whether it's got any loot. 5. Revival red. Hypodermic. Heals awesome. Healing stuff. Heals D10 HP in or out of combat. If reduced to exactly 0 HP, you can also use it and not die. So what, would you just stay on 0 HP or you just get restored to 1 HP? Either way, it doesn't matter because I'm going to use it straight away. Where's my D10? There it is. Let's see how much HP we regain. 5, could be worse. So that's taking us up to 7 HP. That's that. That is that fella defeated. We can go into the stairs. I don't think I can scavenge in that room because technically it was occupied. You can't scavenge in rooms that were occupied. And at the end of the corridor we've got a locked door. So the question really is, are we going to get through that locked door or are we going to have to go back into the room with the postal berserker? But I feel a bit better about facing the postal berserker now that I've got my awesome meteorite blade. But let's see how we deal with this locked door first. Right, so locked doors, how do we deal with those? Strength test DR12 to break open. Take 1 damage on failure, D4 on a fumble. So I guess we can repeatedly try it if we want, but we will take damage each time. And this is a strength test. Oh, we've passed. Fantastic. So we have broken down the door successfully and we can go into the next room. The next room is going to be a lobby. 3 wide plus D4 plus 2 long. So that is 4 plus 2, so 6. 3 wide plus 6 long. How many doors? 2. Type of doors. First one is going to be an unlocked door. That's nice. Nice and simple. And the other one is going to be an unlocked door. Ah, glorious. After all those holes in the wall and the weird doors we had in the last playthrough, security doors and glass partitions, we've got some nice straightforward doors. Let's see who our occupants are, or occupant rather. 6, it is an enemy. I think we had any unoccupied rooms, and we've got like a 33% chance of it being an unoccupied room, and it hasn't happened yet. Okay, what enemy have we got? 3, the Ampulex. This is the giant wasp that tries to lobotomise you and plant its babies in our brain. Alright, so the Ampulex has got HP 6, a morale of 7. I keep forgetting about morale. Actually, it didn't matter in the last one, did it? Because we killed it so quickly. Got some armour there. It's got a stinger that does damage. And we test toughness DR8. Oh, that's if it stings us, and our knowledge gradually gets worn away. Right, okay, let's do it. Who's going to attack first? 5, that's us. Lovely. Let's continue the good luck here. 5, that has not continued the good luck. So now we're going to roll for the enemy turn. Success. Critical success. So on a critical, we also inflict our weapon damage to the enemy. So we have avoided their attack. And we're going to inflict our weapon damage on them. That is D8 plus 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. However, their defense can be up to 4. So I'm rolling D4 to see how much their armor deflects. 3, 9, 8, 7, 6. So we're doing 6 points of damage. That's all right, isn't it? Immediately killing the Ampulex. Having a good weapon really does make quite a difference. So let's roll to see if there's any loot. 2. Ammo. Okay, so we haven't got any weapon that can take ammo at the moment, so I think we just get a pistol. D8 ammo for your enemy's ranged weapon, if any. No. Your current ranged weapon, if any, or a pistol in that order. So am I getting a pistol plus ammo, or just a pistol, or just ammo for a pistol? I think it might just, I'm not sure. I think it's just ammo for a pistol. So we'll pop this up here. Maybe we'll find a pistol at some point. D6. Okay, so we've got 6 bullets for a pistol. Fair enough. And we have killed 3 enemies. I think I will continue until we have defeated 5 enemies and our character gets to improve using the lessons learnt mechanic, or we die. So we'll carry on for a little bit longer. Right, we need to go into a new room. I guess we will go up through this unlocked door here. Nice to have some unlocked doors. Rolling for room type. 4 gives us a barracks, which is a standard room. There's no ability on this room for me to forget. So we just need to roll for the size. So it's going to be 6 wide and 4 long. And how many doors are we going to have off this room? 5 gives us 2 doors. What type of doors have we got? D8. 4 is a lovely unlocked door, and another 4, another unlocked door. We need to find out what's in this room, what the occupant is going to be. 1 is a stranger. We had quite a few strangers. So this is our 3rd stranger. What is the stranger going to be? We need to roll a d4 for that. 4 gives us a rad rover. We have had almost a full range of the strangers now. Let's find out about the rad rover. Move those over there. She's a humanoid robot with her own agenda. Influence success if you haven't killed the rad marauder yet. Have I killed a rad marauder? No, I haven't, have I? If you haven't killed the rad marauder yet, she'll give you a code to avoid that fight. Oh, is the rad marauder one of the bosses? Consider the room resolved without combat. If you've already cleared the arsenal, she'll... Well, no, we haven't, so we won't bother reading that bit. Okay, so we are rolling for influence, so we need our d20. So what are we adding on for an influence roll? I've lost it a little bit. Yes, okay, so you're doing a presence test to see if you influence them. Okay. 12 minus 1 is 11, so that is a fail. So on a failure, they leave the room. So I tried to get the rad rover on side. I failed to do that. They left the room, and I'm left in a position where I can scavenge in here. Scavenging. Okay, so this is a d6 roll. 2. d6 times 10 chips. Good, because I'm quite low on chips at the moment. 2 could have been better, I suppose, but that's 20 chips, taking me up to 28 chips. So I guess we will crack on into another room. We'll go through this door here. Next room type is a laboratory. You may attempt a knowledge test once to get +1 to scavenging. Alright, so let's see if we are scavenging in here first, and hopefully I won't forget that. So the laboratory is just d4 by d4 in size. So it's going to be 3 by 4. How many doors? That's 1. It's a dead end. So we've got no doors. Any occupants in here? 5 is an enemy. What enemy have we got? Oh, try that again. 2 gives us a spreader zombie. That's a new one, isn't it? We've got HP 7, morale of 12. I think I have not done a morale roll yet, so I've certainly missed at least one of those. Let's try and remember to do it in this fight. No armour, that's good. Fungus fists that do D3 damage, and test toughness DR8, or get fungal infestation. We'll read about fungal infestation if we get it. I'll just mark the zombie down on my sheet. Alrighty, and let's roll to see who has the initiative. 3. Who does that mean? 3 means that the initiative is the enemy going first. That's a bit of a shame. Alright, so we need to roll d20. This is an agility test. 4. That is a fail, because we'll be adding on agility, which will give us a total of 5, which is less than DR12, which means we do need to think about the fungal infestation. So we need to test toughness DR8, or we'll get a fungal infestation. Oh no, 3 plus 3, this is annoying. That means 6 is a fail on the toughness roll. This fungus-covered zombie just wants to get its spores on you, and it has succeeded. Fungal infestation, lose 1 maximum HP per rest until you are cured by using drugs or a rad implant. Okay, I'm just going to make a quick note here that we are now infested. Alright, that's annoying, but such is life. Let's see if we can take this guy out. This is an attack roll. This is our attack roll using strength. 13 plus 1 is 14, so that is a success. We are rolling a d8 and adding 1, since we are using our meteorite blade now. 5 plus 1 is 6. Oh, so that is, interestingly, that is 1 less than we need to kill the spreader zombie. So we do need to do a morale roll. If an enemy reaches half HP, rounded down, which they have, roll 2d6. If it is over their morale, they attempt to run away. So their morale is 12. 12? If they attempt roll over their morale, we can't roll over 12 with 2d6. So that is a bit of a logic gap there. I think I'll drop their morale to 11. I get the point that maybe with zombies it's impossible for them to make the decision to run away. They're just going to keep on going forever. But, you know, these zombies, there's a small chance they're going to run away. But that has failed. They are not running away. They're going to carry on attacking. 19, minus 1. No, wait a minute. What am I adding on to this? Plus 1 for the agility to 20 means that they are failing to attack me. So now we're going to try and attack them. 10 plus 1 is 11. That's not quite enough, unfortunately, so they get to attack me again. Whoop. 2. The zombie is attacking me. Oh, I didn't work out damage the first time, did I? So damage is D3 using the fungus fist, so I need to work out how much damage they did the first time. So that's 2 halved is 1, taking me down to 6. And then the second time, 6 halved is 3. That's pretty brutal. That's taking me down to 3 HP. This zombie is annoying. So which one did I do last? Me or them? Them. Last one was them, wasn't it? Okay, so now we're going to attack back. 15 plus 1 is 16, but that is enough. Oh, and I have been doing the minimum... I now realise I have been doing the minimum 1 point of damage per my attack on an enemy. So actually, I might not have taken that 3 point of damage. But I'm going to leave it anyway, because I did it, and that's the way it goes. The zombie is defeated, however. And that is our 4th enemy that we have defeated. We could go back and finish off the postal berserker as a final thing. However, I'm only on 3 health, so it does feel like a bit of a risk, but I'm getting to the point now where I need to stop filming and go back to my real life. So I might do that, but we need to see if there's anything cool on this zombie. 5. Ooh, that is the revival red, the hypodermic that heals up to 10 HP. And I'm going to do the same as I did last time. I'm going to immediately use it. Just thinking about that. Oh, the fungal infestation only reduces my max HP when I rest. This isn't a rest. This is just using a hypodermic healing thing. Oh, and it's doing a whole 1 point of healing. So that's good. Right, so that's taking me up to 4 health. But I am going to go back, I think, into that first room, and we will see if we can finish off the postal berserker that we left in there. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to treat this as a new round of combat. So we're going to see who goes first. I burst through the door. 5. I get to go first. 20, it's a crit. Fantastic. I get to roll damage twice. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage. In your face, postal berserker. And that is our 5th enemy killed, which means we get to do the lessons learnt. If you defeat 5 enemies or complete one of the special rooms, we never got to see any of the special rooms. When you're rolling on the room table, you have to roll a 10 to get a special room, and that never happened. So bear in mind that this game has got more to offer. In addition to rad trophies and Tothtec relics, we've got the special rooms, the depot, the vault, the arsenal, and the security checkpoint. So there is stuff that we haven't covered in this playthrough. but let's do the lessons learnt. You gain 6 maximum HP. So I never marked my max. I guess my max is 9. So maybe I'll put a max HP just over here. So it was 9. It is now 15. So that's pretty cool. So my HP is still 4, but my max has gone up to 15. And we're now going to roll a d6 to see what bonus we get. 3. Add 1 to 2 different stats of your choice, but subtract 1 from a third stat. Okay, well logically we're going to subtract from toughness, and then we will add on to presence, taking that up to 0, and we'll add on to agility so that we're doing a bit better with the agility rolls when we're defending against the enemy, and we'll take that up to 2. Alright, so that feels like a little bit more of a successful playthrough from the point of view of our character. Yes, we have got a fungal infestation to deal with, but we've got that brilliant meteorite blade which has made fighting enemies a heck of a lot easier. And yeah, we haven't faced any of the bosses yet, but that feels like it went alright. That's Enter the Dismal Armory, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to check it out yourself, there is a link down in the description below. It is pay what you want, but obviously I would encourage you to pay a little bit if you can, especially given that the designer is hard at work on Wasteland Degenerates, and that is a game that has not yet crowdfunded, so a few extra pennies I'm sure will help with that effort. Do check out Wasteland Degenerates as well. It looks super cool. I found out about Enter the Dismal Armory because I was keeping an eye on Wasteland Degenerates. In the tradition of Mork Borg inspired games, it looks like one that's going to be very, very pretty, and I like the idea of a post-apocalyptic Mork Borg, so check that out. Hope you enjoyed this playthrough, folks. See you in the next one, and bye for now.